David.
Mike. David Moore, Dallas Marine News. When you spoke to DeMarcus yesterday and asked him about Jalen's improvement, he said, well, he hadn't faced us yet, and last week you're saying we're nobody's underdog. Do you kind of like that matter-of-fact confidence that your team is displaying here this season?
Well, I mean, we're just a media-friendly outfit here, so I mean, we're just trying to, give you good answers and make your job more interesting because that's hard to do. But it's but no, I just think it speaks to our belief in ourselves, and we know what's in front of us, and obviously this is a football team that has won all their games, have been extremely productive, but we're looking forward to the matchup.
Mike Todd with ESPN. How did Dak come out of yesterday? What's the plan for him, and is he trending in a direction where next week he could be a full participant?
I think clearly Dak did a little more yesterday than scheduled, so that was a good sign. And today he's in the regeneration mode with the rest of the team. So I mean he's sore as you could expect. That's the most that he's thrown to this point. So we got a plan for him tomorrow and a plan for Sunday, and we'll just stay the course.
Do you think before the game on Sunday he'll be out there throwing some passes as well?
Yeah, he'll definitely work out Sunday before the game in a pre-game.
Anybody else?
Okay, I didn't know if you pointed at me or David. Haley Sutton, DallasCowboys.com. Yesterday I asked Cooper just what he's learned about himself as a person being put in the role of starting quarterback, and he just said, it's cool that you don't have to be anyone you're not to be the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. When you have a guy who's kind of self-aware like that, and you talked about the self-scouting that Cooper does yesterday, does that elevate your confidence, or I guess how do you think when you hear that Cooper's able to do that?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's all part of it. All the points that you just made. I think clearly you want everybody to be themselves. I mean, that's that's what team is all about. We don't ask people to not be themselves. More importantly, I think if anything, with these guys are professional athletes, extremely talented. Is just really stay within themselves is more of the message, and I think you're seeing exactly what Cooper Rush is.
Is Dak's workout before the game Sunday like last year in Minnesota, where it's just part of the rehab to get him on track, or will he actually be active for the game?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think we've adjusted here. We're going with the clearance plan, so maybe he'll play Sunday night. So I mean, it's but Tad does want to help you with your headlines, but it's so no, yeah, we're on schedule. Just keep progressing them. And I look for him to have a really good workout tomorrow and just keep hitting the targets.
Pat.
Hey, Coach Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Jason Peters was a participant in practice both yesterday and Wednesday, albeit limited. How's he looking for Sunday?
Yeah, Jason's doing really well. I thought his yesterday work was probably his best work he's had since he's been here, and he looks to be moving past the injury. So I really like the course that he's on.
Babe.
Babe Loffenberg, Cowboys Radio. Now I got to have a question off the question, but you said best work since he's been here, or best work since he had the injury? Jeez.
Since he's been here, yes.
Since he's been here?
Since he's arrived, yes.
Okay. Philadelphia, obviously, we're 5 games into it. Mm-hmm. Dennis Green, his quote is ringing in my head right now, but when you look at them, they added, obviously, AJ and Bradbury at corner and all that, but they're really, a lot of it is the same team that you saw last year, maybe the year before. What's been your experience when a team like that suddenly becomes what they have been through 5 games this year?
My personal experience, it's really a natural progression that good teams go through. In my view, they're more talented today than they were this time last year, but you're also, they're in a system now, for a couple of years, and you can see the maturity of their young players. So, and when that comes together, your productivity increases, which is evident by their numbers, and they've won five football games. So I think this is just a natural progression of a good football team.
In your coaching experience, do you as a coach see that coming? I know you talked a little bit about your first year in Green Bay.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it really starts in practices. I mean, that's why you got to just really stay in tune with the vital signs of, the practice environment, the game environment. That to me, that's really one of the most important parts of being a head coach in this league, and just keeping your finger on the trigger points of how you want to continue to grow, whether it's the big picture with the young guys during the course of the week, but most importantly, that the plan is growing throughout the week that puts you in position to win games.
Mike, when you said Dak is sore, the thumb is sore, just general soreness because it's the first time he's done something.
Clarence, does he not know the plan? Okay.
Clarence doesn't know the plan.
No, he's sore. I mean, I think he's sore from working out, just general body soreness, which we expected, but I think we're in a good place.
Just getting back to the plan, just because you didn't necessarily answer David's question. Early in the week, you said that you wanted to see him throw before you made a decision on where he could be back at quarterback this week. Have you seen enough where that's a possibility?
Not yet, because I mean he's thrown individual routes. We've thrown on air. We haven't thrown in a competitive drill. So that's one of the next hurdles. Hopefully we'll potentially get over that in tomorrow's practice.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. If Peters gets through what you want him to get through rehab, is the plan to rotate with McGovern, or you just want him to back up there?
I mean, respectfully, really don't want to get into specifics, exactly how we're going to line up. But, I clearly thought, the concern that the medical staff had with Jason last week, I think he's, definitely was able to do a lot more. And the communication has been he feels really good. So.
All right, Michael?
Michael Gelb, Dallas Morning News. After the initial 2.3 seconds of a play, what's the key to defending Jalen after that?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is, I think any time you compete against an offense, that has a running quarterback, design runs where the quarterback is part of it, it's more stress on the run defense. So I think the biggest thing is, how he's running. Are we talking about, a design run, or is it part of the scramble drill and so forth? So you just got to treat him like you treat the other 5 perimeter players. I mean, tackling will be at a premium for us. I mean, that's a major focus for us. They break a lot of tackles in the first 5 games. So, the tackling battle, we definitely have to win that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.